Hi everyone, it's just James here with a brand new video. Now, as you can tell by the title, I am making my own dolls with a 3D printer. If you're wondering what I'm using, the materials I used today is the Flashforge 5M Pro. I got it on Amazon, and honestly, it's been a learning curve. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's been a little difficult. I have learned many things about myself, one of which being that I give myself far too much credit when it comes to learning new things. I'm very overly confident in my own ability to learn new things and become proficient at a skill right away. I feel like that's like that gay delusion you always hear about, that meme, like I can do anything if I set my mind to it because I'm gay. Turns out no. Turns out absolutely not. This was a learning curve. What took a tech bro probably 15 minutes to do took me upwards of 2 hours to try and figure out what exactly was going wrong with my printer, and I documented the whole process. After much deliberation and much calibration and fucking around with things, I think I finally got the stupid doll thing to print. Let's see if anything actually happens. I'm so curious because it's been like a good few hours of me trying to figure out what I was doing wrong. I'm pretty sure what happened is just a matter of not knowing what to do with the computer program, but we shall see if it actually prints, because it's been like this forever and the head's not moving. I might have to call Bryce and see what the problem is, because I think it's still happening. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not proud. I am not proud. It turns out the problem was that I forgot to calibrate the little program and then send it to the little floppy disk to tell it to print it with this. So every time I try and print the file, it'd be like, baby, this is unfinished, but it wouldn't tell me that. So I had to like figure it out. Like, it's problem solving in real time, which I love. I love that. Please, by all means, give me no information whatsoever and let me just figure it out. Okay, big reveal, and she's kind of tiny, but not bad for a first attempt. I will still do something with it. I feel like we can probably do something. She's a little bit like a Barbie scale, honestly, which isn't bad. It's just not what I intended, but we'll make it work. But again, it's not the printer's fault. It's completely my fault because I didn't read the instructions and I watched like 2 YouTube videos in between other YouTube videos, which is not the way you're supposed to learn something. Pros and cons about using this 3D printer. Pros, I've gotten really good at 3D modeling, or at least I feel like I have. Like, I really like the models I've come up with, and it's really pushed me to like get more creative and just like go into a medium that I'm not familiar with. So when it comes to actually modeling the stuff and creating it and like molding it and everything, I fucking love the process. Like, I think it's so much fun. It's completely limitless. Like, you can have so much fun with this. And I have to do a huge shout out to the Drug Free Dave's YouTube channel because it has been a lifesaver. Oh my God. Using his tutorials has made it very, very user friendly, especially I use Nomad Sculpt, if you're wondering. And it's been so user-friendly and so easy to get like follow along with and transferred over to like what I like, which is vintage dolls. I've even branched out into creating like male heads and everything like that. Like, it's pushing me artistically to try different things, which I'm really happy about. The cons are, well, it turns out the kind of resin you buy matters. I tried to print with something I bought beforehand, which turned out to be a flesh-colored ABS, I believe is what it was called. And it turns out I needed a PLA because that's what the printer was set at. So I had completely put in the wrong settings for the wrong kind of filament. And I was wondering, like, what the fuck is going on? Like, it's swirling all over the place. I'd have Bryce on the phone, and Bryce sat on the phone with me for a good hour. Sorry, Bryce. He sat on the phone with me for a good hour on FaceTime, trying to work me through my machine. I felt like such a boomer. I'm just like, fuck, dude. Like, everyone online keeps saying how easy and user-friendly this printer is, and here I am feeling like an old man, like, what am I supposed to do with this? It was a little embarrassing. Not really. I own up to the fact that I can be bad at things. I can admit that about myself. I'm all right with being wrong. Other than that, I have to say, I was very pleased with the results. I will show you what I created. I have here my creation, my first attempt at 3D printing my own dolls. She's tiny. She is teeny tiny. She's about the size of a Barbie head. I think a little smaller, actually. Let's see. Let's test for scale. I have a Fashion Queen head right here. So yeah, it's actually a bit smaller, I have to say. Like, a little smaller, but a bit more wide. About the same shape. So this is her. I mean, for her first attempt, I don't think she's bad, you know? Again, this isn't the resin I would have planned to do it in, but again, it's what they gave me for free, so it's what we're going to use. I'll make her a little bigger next time, but this took 53 minutes, so not bad. I think if I scale it up a little more, it might take about an hour or so, maybe 2 hours. Again, I checked out for another doll that I had actually commissioned, and it said to take like 3 hours, which isn't bad. I mean, I'm going to have the room really ventilated, but I'm not mad at these results. This is too small to make a doll out of. You think this is small? Look at the hands and feet. Look at these hands. They are so tiny. And what I learned is from my design, apparently it starts to lose a lot of its texture and design and detail when it's scaled down so small. So like there's lots of like weird Tron like gritting happening on the hands. And that was my own fault. That's for my own creation. The heel on the high heel snapped off when I tried to remove it from the filament. So that's another learning curve, is I had to make the heels a lot thicker. Don't try and make stilettos, girl. Don't try it, all right? Unless you know what you're doing, don't even attempt it. I'm gonna have to make like a nice thick hiking heel on this thing in order for it to print properly. I don't think I'm putting Mattel out of business anytime soon. But you know what? It's not gonna stop me from trying to get creative and push myself artistically and trying to like do something beyond just my usual paper mache method. I feel like there's potential here. It's just gonna be a learning curve. But I'm happy with this first result. I truly am. I'm excited to try again, and definitely on a bigger scale, and see what I can come up with and see what I can create. I know this is just the first step. Printing it's just the first step. It's the longest step, but then there's painting, but then there's sanding, and then patching, and more sanding and painting. And then finally you get to that doll part. That's what I'm most excited for. I feel like this is gonna be a fun little artistic journey, and I'm glad I can take you guys on this first step with me. This is part 1 of what will probably be a very long series of me trying to learn how exactly I use this 3D printer. I'm excited to see where this journey takes us, and until the next one, I will try again, and we'll try and scale her up a little more so that she's something more visually stunning. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Remember, dolls are fun, and dolls are for everyone. All right? This is James here, signing out.